we need to have a real conversation about the gatekeepers. You know exactly who I'm talking about. Don't act silly. Don't act dumb. You know, we got this ability to be willfully obtuse in our community, and it needs to stop. The people that every election cycle, same self-appointed leaders, ain't nobody voted for them or chosen them. Al Sharpton, Roland Martin, Jesse Jackson, crawl out of the woodwork to tell us if we don't vote blue, we're not only betraying our ancestors, but we're putting ourselves in the path of irreversible, irreparable harm. They aren't protecting our best interests. They're protecting their seats at the table. And by now, you know this. After 75 years of them treating you just like the Democrat Party, you cannot feign ignorance. You can't say, well, Brandon, I didn't know. They protect their seats at the table by delivering our vote in a nice, neat little package to the Democrat Party every 2 years, every 4 years, and really delivering our minds to the Democrat Party 365 days a year, 7 days a week for the last 75 plus years. And they deliver our minds without us asking for a single thing in return. They've all but killed our political leverage. Why would any party on earth in any political system fight for a group of people that they already own or a group that they've already written off? But here's the thing. The fear-mongering isn't working like it used to. The boogeyman rhetoric is tired and stale. People are looking at their grocery bills, they're looking at their neighborhoods, Chicago, and they're looking at their kids' futures. And they're realizing that blind loyalty has yielded absolutely zero return on investment. We are starting to see a massive shift. In 2024 alone, Donald Trump gained more of the black vote than any Republican has ever enjoyed in the history of the party from 1960 onward. People are just realizing that the old way isn't working, like Tupac said, and it's time for us to do things a new way. And anybody telling you anything different is a gatekeeper who's in it for personal gain. Black men and women are stepping outside of the traditional political lines. They're rejecting the dishonesty. They're rejecting the betrayal. They're rejecting the abuse we've all experienced at the hands of the Democrat Party. And they're realizing that true power isn't something given or assigned to your group. It's something that is exercised first by the minority, but then in a major way by the majority as they come into the understanding. Look at any person on earth. They didn't start this life off just knowing everything. They started off as innocent, ignorant babies. But as their information increased, their knowledge and their wisdom increased. And I hate to say it today, but African Americans politically, we're still babies. We're still looking to suck on mommy's teat for nourishment. And it's only that way because we fear striking out on our own and taking risk. I always say that Black America is risk averse. We really love a guaranteed outcome. And the more you pull back the layers on this false idea, this lie, this fallacy of a guaranteed outcome, the more fearful we become. But I believe it's time that we just embrace uncertainty. we embrace the unknown, because the unknown is becoming more known as the times and days and weeks and months progress. The gatekeepers like Roland Martin are finally losing their keys to the black mind, because the community is finally choosing facts over feelings and results over rhetoric. Why the hell is Roland Martin out in these streets calling himself attacking Nick Cannon, a black man attacking another black man for using his power of reasoning to make a decision about his political alliance, loyalty, and most importantly, his political future? Now, it's not even a question who's more successful, Nick Cannon. Nick Cannon comes from a family that is extremely wealthy, may even be in the bracket of the 1%. Roland Martin couldn't lick Nick Cannon's shoes if he was standing on a ladder, climbing up the top of a damn rope, and tiptoeing on top of the the Empire State Building, right? Roland Martin is a political prostitute who has lost the very idea of what it means to prostitute yourself. He's like a prostitute who has fallen in love with a trick. He's doing things that he used to do for $400,000 for $40, simply in survival mode, trying to peddle the same tired message to black communities, trying to stoke black fear when it comes to selling their vote. You will never hear Roland Martin say, sell your vote. You will never hear Roland Martin say, black people, make sure you get something in return for your vote. Make sure that anybody asking for your vote is clearly laying out what they're willing to offer you in exchange for your vote. The fact that you have someone who considers themselves an authority on politics, who doesn't preach that basic concept to their own people, tells you very clearly, it shows you that this person is not telling you to do something for your benefit. They're telling you to do something for their own personal gain. Roland Martin didn't want you to vote for Kamala Harris because she was the best option. Roland Martin wanted you to vote for Kamala Harris because he had access. Kamala Harris let him get on the vice presidential plane and fly all over America with her and lie to black folks about how Kamala Harris, with no policies, a person who said, I'm basically going to just do what Joe Biden did, was somehow better for the black community than every other candidate in the field. Someone who couldn't even get 2% of the vote in the primary was somehow the answer to all of black people's prayers. And everybody was going to, for some reason, support this lady who couldn't even string a sentence together. Do you think Roland Martin cared about the facts of the matter? Do you think Roland Martin cared about the actual results that would have come if we had thrown our loyalty behind Kamala Harris? He didn't give a damn, because we actually did vote as black people for Kamala Harris at 85%. And even though she lost, right? She lost ultimately. And when she lost, that meant that the people who voted for her would fall back into the same black course of habit, which is, well, if the Democrat don't win, I guess we're going to sit here for 4 years and accept nothing, expect nothing, and demand nothing. And we are in the second year of that. For some reason, every other group of people, whether they voted for the president or not, they go and they work with the president to get what they want. But black people, only group on earth who says, well, if a Democrat don't give it, then we don't want it. You guys don't think it's time to get rid of that type of thinking? Well, in order to get rid of that type of thinking, you're going to have to get rid of the